This section is about converting fractions into decimals. If we can remember correctly, numbers can be written in a number of different ways. As a whole number, as a fraction is in 3 over 1, or as a decimal is in 3.0. What fractions represent? They actually represent division. A number like this, 1 over 10, is really saying 1 divided by 10, which equals 0.1. This is how we actually convert any fraction into a decimal. We always take the numerator and we divide it by the denominator. So for example, if I decided to convert the fraction 3 over 4, I would simply take 3, I would divide it by 4 to get my decimal of 0.75. What we soon discover, however, is that not every decimal is a terminating decimal, which means a decimal that has a defined number of decimal places. Some decimals are what we call repeating decimals. So for example, if we had the fraction 3 over 9, this would translate to a repeating decimal of 0.333, and these 3's would go on forever and ever. That is what a repeating decimal is. To illustrate how this works, I'm simply going to rewrite this equation using long division. So if we had 3 divided by 9 and we wanted to show long division, we would simply go 9 into 3. We would have to add the 0. Obviously 9 goes in here 0 times. 3. Bring down the 0. 9 goes into 30 3 times. 3 times 9 is 27. We subtract, and we get 3. Well, we can already see that we've ended up with 30 again, and that this is going to continue on and on and on forever. No matter how many times I do this calculation, I'm always going to end up with 3 left over, and this is what we call a repeating decimal. Now with this pattern, what we've discovered is that any kind of repeating decimal, if you put it over the number 9, that's exactly how it's going to translate. So for example, if I have 0.4 repeating, that is going to be simply written as 4 over 9. If I had 0.04 repeating, this would be written as 4 over 99. And if I had 0.004 repeating, this would be written as 4 over 999. In a way, it is very similar to writing it over 10, 100, or 1,000. Sometimes students get confused over when they have to convert a fraction to a decimal, and in that fraction we actually have what's called a mixed number. So if we had a number like this, 1 3/4, you wanted to convert that into a decimal, there's a couple of different ways that we can do it. Obviously we know that this is a whole number, so that it's going to stand on its own. So we could split it into 2 categories and say 1 over here, okay, plus 3 divided by 4 equals, in which case this would be 0.75, this would be 1 whole. 1 plus 0.75 equals 1.75. That is a simple way to calculate this out. Another way we might do it, if we can recall how to convert an improper or a mixed number into an improper fraction, we can simply convert this into an improper fraction and do a straight division. So 1 times 4 is 4, plus 3 is 7, so we would have 7 over 4. And then we could simply write this equation as 7 divided by 4, which would give us an answer of 1.75.